Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2, and I'm back again with another movie review. Dad and I just came back from the cinema, and we had just seen Rango. And to be honest, I really didn't know what to expect. It's a very existentialist film. And I didn't think it was for children that are too little. Now, if a child is 7 on up, they could probably enjoy it and not be too scared by the main villain, who was Rattlesnake Jake. And even I was getting the cold shivers from him. But nevertheless, Rattlesnake Jake is just a really cool villain. The fact of the matter that they give him such a unique appendage, I thought was just ingenious, very creative, and I just love this movie. I give it 2 thumbs way up and 4 stars. It's by far the most innovative, inventive thing I've ever seen, and it even had an homage to one of my heroes, Clint Eastwood. Minor spoiler. I thought that all of the voice actors lended their talent to the characters just exceptionally. Everybody worked just absolutely magnificently, one with the other, and I loved all the characters, particularly Rango, who is trying to figure out just exactly who he is and what his role in life would be. What's his purpose? This film is extremely deep and philosophical, and I really enjoyed it, and there were a lot of innuendos that I caught on to really quickly. And just numerous references to westerns, and I just thought it was a unique film and very entertaining. The writing was really snappy and witty and quick, and I would think that this would have to deem a second viewing because of that. And my favorite part was probably when they ride on the Roadrunners. I just absolutely loved that scene because it was just so epic and vast and picturesque, and just gave you that feeling of what a real Western is, the rollicking adventurousness of it. And also, this was very gritty and even a bit dark, but as the West truly was when it was being built by the frontiersmen and women, this is basically how it was at that time. And Nickelodeon and Lucasfilm and all the people that were involved in making this film, they spared no expense. Of course, there was the comedy relief of the mariachis, and I adored the mariachis. The mariachis, they were just wonderful with their black humor, and they keep asking, is he going to die? And I thought that was really amusing. They were the comic relief throughout the entire film, and they were absolutely magnificent. There was a tribute to 2 of my favorite classical symphonic numbers, Ride of the Valkyries and Blue Danube. I'm not going to tell you how they're used in the sequence, but it's Blue Danube was the one that was actually really quite hysterical for me. I just got a big kick out of that. And Ride of the Valkyries, and westernized, kind of hickified, if I can use that. I don't know if hickified a word, or hillbillyized. Yeah, hillbillyized with banjos, and I enjoyed that too. I just thought, wow, that is really an interesting twist on Ride of the Valkyries by Wagner. I really loved this movie, and I only had one nag with it, but I'm not going to say what it was. That it was with one of the characters that Rango meets in the very beginning, a shaman of sorts. And to be honest with you, I just adored the shaman character, and I don't know, I may be the only one who maybe I was reading into his character too much, but personally, I thought he was akin to Carlos Castaneda's Don Juan, just because of the sage advice that he had to offer to our hero. And having read many of Castaneda's books, I thought, oh, that's very intriguing. This is a unique convergence of just that kind of wisdom and just the whole profundity of his advice. It just really, I felt it was very spiritual, and I just thought it was just beautiful. And there was a scene that actually made me cry, which I was not expecting, but just, you become so attached to the characters and you only want the best for Rango, and it teaches some good lessons. It teaches that responsibility should be paid attention to, and you can't run away from it. You shouldn't lie. And another thing is, you shouldn't take advantage of people and try to pull the wool over their eyes, basically. It'll come back to haunt you, and karma will bite you in the butt, as the mayor figures out later in the story. And the mayor himself, he reminded me of those slipshod evangelists that just give Christianity a bad name. And I don't know if anybody else noticed that take on religion, well, dogma, that kind of thing. And I thought, oh yeah, that's a jab. And I don't know if anybody else seeing the film saw the symbolism and the shadow of the spigot, the wheel that they were putting on that looked like a cross. And yeah, there was a lot to be taken in this movie, and there's a lot of different elements that I thought were really, really interesting and intriguing, and there really were no lags in the story. I would recommend this to anybody who is a fan of the Western genre, because you will definitely love it, because I did. Fans of Johnny Depp will probably enjoy this as well, because I feel that Johnny Depp was just exemplary. He put so much of himself into Rango, and you could actually hear him. You just see his little quirks and his nuances, and I really have to applaud Mr. Depp. He's fantastic. And she was great as Beans. I loved her, and I didn't really know her that well, but I really took a liking to her character and her character's eccentricities, and she was also a nice match for Rango. And you'll see what I mean if you go see the movie. And it had everything in it. It had adventure, it had suspense, it had romance, and even some grittiness to it, some unpleasantness that made it what it was. And I liked that sort of ominous overtone that it had, because it's basically what westerns are, in a sense. So I highly recommend Rango, but I don't recommend it for children under the age of 7, because, like I said, Rattlesnake Jake will give you the heebie-jeebies like he did me, even though I am, an adult. And yeah, he still just gave me the shivers, as I'm not really a fan of snakes. But nonetheless, I thought that he was a superb villain, and he just dripped and oozed creepy. So definitely one to watch. I think that this is a contender for an animation award. I think it's that good. So definitely go see it.